Hey, what's up, everybody? So look, the next 48 hours, next 72 hours, whichever one you prefer. I want y'all to be non-negotiable, man. Be non-negotiable about your daily habits. You know, whatever you put in order, put in place for the next day, do that shit for the next 48 hours, 72 hours. Non-negotiable, right? You know, I do this, you know, a couple times throughout the year because sometimes I tend to fall off. You know, I feel like I have fell off of my videos. You know, like I still upload my workout videos and all that, but I usually do a workout video and me talking, you know, me putting out game and all that, you know, and I haven't been making no talking videos lately, you know, and I feel some type of way about that simply because I felt like a lot of the videos I do make, I have made in the past, but then I have a list of videos in the archive, but I look at them and it's just like I haven't experienced that yet. So I just feel like I can't speak on that if I haven't experienced it, right? You know, so then I would feel like it's inauthentic. So this right here, I actually do this, so this came from me. It just like came from it's like a spark of inspiration right here. So I do this right here, you know, so basically for the next 48 hours, you know, you move in a certain energy, your thoughts have to be a certain type of way. Certain things you stay away from, certain things you keep, certain things you stay away from, certain things you do. Non-negotiable for the next 48 hours, only 2 days, you know, because I'm a firm believer, you know, in small habits. Small habits add up, right? You know, so small numbers add up. I mean, I said small habits, small numbers add up, right? So when you start off small with things, right, and then you can start adding on more. So that's really what it comes down to. So say okay, for the next 2 days, I'm just do the things you know you need to do for the next 3 days. For the next 2-3 days, do the things you know you're supposed to be doing. You know, no non-negotiable. No matter what fucking happens in your life, you make sure you complete those tasks for the next 2 to 3 days. You know, and you know, but you have to have certain thoughts though. Have to have certain thoughts, certain actions behind everything, right? So that's what I just like to do. You know, when I feel like my life is just kind of just stagnant, I feel like I ain't got no motivation and shit like that. You know what? Next, it's what I'm ready to do. Boom. Okay, I'll make sure this happens. Boom, boom, boom. And then I start to feel good about myself, and I start to just move, and I start to just be in that energy. You know. And you will be in that energy because you be like, damn, I really did that. You know, you stuck to your word. That's what I'm saying. Sticking to your word and following through always is gonna give you that energy, that boost of confidence. Where you walking in any fucking anywhere, you know, your posture is different. You're just in a different energy. You know, you're talking different to people. You know, you're looking at the world differently, perceiving things that you may have reacted to in a certain way. Now you're looking at it like, what? I can't believe I reacted that way because you done, you know, basically stood on business about what you were saying. You've been about your business, right? So that's why I challenge whoever watches this video, you know, next 48 hours, next 72 hours, you know, just be in that energy, be non-negotiable, right? So set up a daily, so write down right before you go to bed, you know, write down what you're gonna do tomorrow, what time you're gonna wake up. You wake up at that exact time. And you do those exact things right off, like back to back, whatever you have to do. You know, and you want to do that for 48 hours, 72 hours. It's only 2-3 days. 2-3 days, you stick in that. Just be in that energy for 2-3 days. And you're gonna see results. You're like, damn, you're gonna start to feel better. And then what's gonna happen, you're gonna keep doing it because now you like that feeling. But the thing is, when you fall off, that's when you go back into that, you fall back into them old habits, your old ways of thinking. That's why it's important to stick to it and be non-negotiable for. That's why I say 2 to 3 days. You know, I'm talking about the entire day too. You know, you want your thoughts to be a certain way. You know, not when you just doing the things. No, you want your thoughts to be a certain way. So what thoughts you want to think throughout the day, you know? And I mean, I assume you want to be thinking, you know, powerful thoughts. You know, thoughts that make you empowered. You know, thoughts that's really benefiting you. I assume that, right? So how are you walking? How are you talking to people? How are you looking at your brother and your sister? You know, are you looking at them through the lens of hate or looking through the lens of love? Everybody's one, right? So certain things like that, just walking in that energy. You walking around with your head down, walking around chin up, chest out. You know, because you know who you are. So that's what I'm saying, being in that energy, you know, you over mumbling, no, you going to your job, hey, I'm in this motherfucker, and you're gonna do your job with excellence, man, because, you know, you gotta be in that energy all day, you know, even if it's a job you don't like, you still walk in there in that energy, like you own like you the CEO, right? That's what I'm talking about. So just for the next 48 hours, 72 hours, just moving that energy all day, every day, you know. So that's the challenge. I hope y'all have a great day. Peace.